Ladies and gentlemen, life doesn't hand us a map, it hands us mountains. But every mountain hides a lesson. When I started, I failed many times. People laughed. Doors closed. But each no shaped a better yes. That's how God works. He doesn't remove the battle, He transforms you through it. When everything seems against you, it's not the end. It's training. Every struggle is a seed. And God, He waters those seeds with purpose. One day, the battle you cried through becomes the blessing you live in. Keep moving. Believe. The struggle is not punishment, it's preparation. Struggles shape your strength. This is a truth that many overlook in the midst of their pain, frustration, and overwhelming challenges. It's easy to see struggles as setbacks, as things that slow us down or block our path. But when we look closer, we realize that struggles are not obstacles. They are opportunities in disguise. They are the very things that mold us, shape us, and push us to be stronger than we ever thought possible. Without struggles, we would remain stagnant, never growing, never reaching our potential. Strength isn't born from comfort. It's forged in the heat of adversity. Just like steel is hardened in the fire, we too are hardened by the challenges we face. Every difficulty, every hardship is an invitation to become better, stronger, and more resilient. When you are faced with a challenge, it's easy to want to avoid it, to run from it, or to hope it goes away. But in avoiding the struggle, you miss the chance to become stronger. Strength comes not from avoiding the battle, but from fighting through it. In the face of struggle, you can choose to quit or you can choose to grow. It's not about avoiding the hard times, it's about how you respond to them. The true test of character comes not when everything is easy, but when everything is hard. How do you respond when the world seems to be against you? How do you rise when everything is falling apart? The strength you develop during those moments of hardship will be the strength that carries you through the rest of your life. Many of the most successful people in history have faced immense struggles. They didn't become successful because they had it easy. They became successful because they persevered through their struggles. They understood that every setback, every failure, every challenge was an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to improve. They used their struggles as stepping stones, not as roadblocks. They didn't see their hardships as an end. They saw them as a beginning, a way to build the strength they needed to achieve their dreams. Take a moment to think about the times in your own life when you've struggled. Perhaps it was a personal loss, a failed project, or a difficult relationship. Maybe it was a health challenge, financial difficulty, or the loss of something or someone you loved. In those moments, did you give up? Did you let the struggle define you, or did you rise above it? The truth is, every struggle is an opportunity to find out just how strong you really are. Strength is built through persistence. It's built through showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about putting one foot in front of the other when the road ahead seems impossible. Strength doesn't come from perfection. It comes from progress. It comes from the decision to keep going even when you want to quit. And every time you choose to push through, you become stronger. The key to building strength in times of struggle is perspective. When you see your struggles as opportunities for growth, you begin to change the way you approach challenges. Instead of fearing them or resenting them, you begin to embrace them. You understand that they are part of the process, a necessary part of your personal evolution. You begin to see that the obstacles you face today are not there to defeat you. They are there to prepare you for what lies ahead. Think about the muscle growth process. When you lift weights, the muscle fibers actually break down. It's only through the healing process that they rebuild and grow stronger. The same principle applies to our lives. We experience emotional, mental, and even spiritual breakdowns during difficult times. But just like the muscles, we rebuild and grow stronger when we allow ourselves to go through the process. The more we push through the struggles, the more we develop the strength needed to face future challenges with confidence and resilience. Another important thing to realize is that struggles often teach us things we would never learn in comfort. It's easy to be content when everything is going smoothly, but when life gets hard, we are forced to dig deeper, to search for inner strength and resilience we didn't know we had. Struggles teach us humility, patience, perseverance, and creativity. They teach us how to problem solve, how to adapt, and how to become more resourceful. In the face of adversity, we discover qualities in ourselves that we may have never known existed. Struggles have a way of revealing who we truly are. When life is easy, it's easy to be content with the surface level version of ourselves. But when we face struggles, we are forced to dig deep. We discover our true values, our core beliefs, and our purpose. In times of difficulty, we become more self-aware and more grounded in who we are. Struggles can strip away the things that don't matter, leaving behind only the essence of who we are and what we stand for. One of the greatest challenges we face during times of struggle is the temptation to give up. We are constantly told that we should be happy, that life should be easy, and that anything less than perfection is a failure. But the reality is that life is messy. It's full of highs and lows, wins and losses, joy and pain. The key to strength is not avoiding the lows, it's embracing them. It's about learning how to find peace in the chaos and how to continue moving forward. Even when the path is unclear, we often feel isolated. We think we are the only ones going through difficult times. But the truth is everyone faces struggles in life. No one is exempt. Some people may hide their struggles behind a smile, while others may openly share them, but everyone has their own battles to fight. The good news is that we are not alone. Every struggle we face is a shared human experience. And in knowing this, we find comfort and strength in the knowledge that others are walking the same road, facing similar challenges and overcoming them. As we grow through our struggles, we also learn to appreciate the good times more. We begin to realize that joy is sweeter after hardship. We understand that the victories are more meaningful when they come after we've fought hard to achieve them. Strength is not just about overcoming challenges. It's about appreciating the journey and the lessons learned along the way. Struggles don't just build our strength, they build our character. They teach us to be humble, to be resilient, to be patient, and to trust the process. And as we continue to face challenges, we become better equipped to handle whatever life throws our way. The struggles of today are the strength of tomorrow. Each battle is a blessing in disguise, a chance to grow, and a reminder that we are stronger than we think. Every challenge has a purpose. This may be one of the most difficult truths to accept when you're in the midst of hardship. It's easy to view challenges as pointless, frustrating, and even cruel. They often feel like random events that disrupt the flow of our lives, causing pain, confusion, and doubt. But in reality, every challenge, no matter how small or large, serves a greater purpose. It's not something that just happens by chance. It's part of a bigger plan that we may not always understand in the moment. The first step in recognizing the purpose of a challenge is to shift our perspective. Instead of seeing a difficult situation as a problem, we can choose to see it as an opportunity. Challenges, after all, are opportunities for growth. They push us to become more than we are. They test our limits and force us to stretch beyond our comfort zones. And while it might seem impossible to see the value in a struggle when you're in the middle of it, the truth is that every challenge has the potential to teach us something. The question is, are we willing to learn? Take a moment to think about some of the challenges you've faced in your life. Some may have seemed insurmountable at the time. You may have felt like giving up or walking away. But looking back, those challenges may have shaped who you are today. Perhaps they taught you patience, resilience, or humility. Maybe they showed you the importance of perseverance or helped you develop a new skill or mindset. Even the most painful experiences can serve a purpose if you're open to seeing them as part of your growth. We don't understand why we face certain challenges. We may struggle with something that seems unfair or unjust, and we wonder why it's happening to us. It's easy to feel like the universe is against us or that we're being punished for something. But in those moments of doubt, we have to remember that our lives are not dictated by randomness. Every challenge is part of a larger plan. It might not be clear now, but one day you will understand why you had to go through what you went through. The lessons you learned today may be the very tools you need to succeed tomorrow. Think about the process of personal development. When you first start on a journey to improve yourself, you may face a series of challenges that seem overwhelming. It might be learning a new skill, adopting new habits, or stepping out of your comfort zone. Each time you face a setback, you may feel like you're failing or not making progress. But in reality, every challenge you face is preparing you for the next step in your journey. Without those challenges, you would not grow. And without growth, there would be no progress. Challenges, therefore, are an essential part of the process. Another reason challenges have a purpose is that they reveal our true character. It's easy to be calm and composed when life is going well. But when faced with adversity, our true selves come to the surface. Are we resilient, or do we crumble under pressure? Do we rise to the occasion, or do we give up? The way we handle challenges reveals the depth of our inner strength. Each challenge is an opportunity to learn about ourselves and to build our character. It forces us to confront our weaknesses and turn them into strengths. It's important to note that challenges also serve a greater purpose in terms of our relationships with others. Often, we are not meant to go through challenges alone. In times of difficulty, we can connect with others who are experiencing similar struggles. We learn empathy, compassion, and understanding, and in the process, we build bonds that make us stronger. The shared experience of overcoming a challenge can deepen our relationships and remind us that we are not alone in our struggles. There's a powerful sense of connection that comes from knowing that others are going through similar battles and are managing to rise above them. One of the most difficult challenges we face is the fear of failure. It can be incredibly discouraging when things don't go as planned or when we fall short of our goals. Failure can make us question our worth and our ability to succeed. But failure, like all challenges, has a purpose. It teaches us that success is not about perfection, it's about persistence. It's about getting back up after we fall, trying again, and learning from our mistakes. Failure shows us where we need to improve and where we can grow. It's not something to fear, it's something to embrace, because without failure, we would never learn the lessons necessary for success. Challenges have the power to shape the way we view the world. They force us to question our beliefs, our assumptions, and our perceptions. They challenge our assumptions about what is possible and what is not. Through struggle, we develop a deeper understanding of the world and the people around us. We gain perspective, which is essential for personal development. Challenges expand our worldview and push us to see things from different angles. The more challenges we face, the more we begin to understand the complexity and beauty of life. We should also remember that the timing of our challenges is often not within our control. We may wish that certain difficulties had never occurred, or we may wish they had come at a different time in our lives. But the timing of challenges is not random. Sometimes challenges come at exactly the right moment when we need them most. They arrive when we are ready to learn the lessons they offer, even if we don't realize it yet. Challenges often appear at the crossroads of change, nudging us toward the person we are meant to become. Some of the most transformative moments in people's lives have been sparked by challenges. Think of the individuals who overcame poverty, illness, or failure to create lasting legacies. Think of the innovators, leaders, and change makers who were born out of adversity. Their struggles were not the end of their journey. They were the beginning of something far greater. Challenges didn't break them. They made them who they are today. They understood that every challenge was an opportunity to rise, to learn, and to create something new. We also need to recognize that challenges are not permanent. They may feel overwhelming in the moment, but nothing lasts forever. The difficulty you're facing today may not seem like it has a clear purpose right now, but in time, you will see how it has shaped you. You will see the ways in which it has prepared you for future opportunities and successes. Every challenge is a chapter in your story, and each chapter has its purpose. Some chapters are difficult, but they lead to the next chapter where new opportunities await. When we learn to embrace the idea that every challenge has a purpose, we shift our approach to life. We no longer see struggles as burdens or obstacles. Instead, we see them as valuable teachers that guide us toward growth, understanding, and success. We understand that the hard times are not to be feared. They are the moments that will ultimately lead us to where we need to be. Every challenge, no matter how difficult, is shaping us into the person we are meant to become. The key is to embrace it and use it as an opportunity to become better, stronger, and wiser. Faith turns obstacles into opportunities. This truth may sound simple, but it carries a deep and transformative power that can change the way we approach challenges in our lives. At first glance, obstacles often seem like immovable forces that stand in our way. They feel like barriers that prevent us from reaching our goals, achieving our dreams, or even simply moving forward. However, when we look at them through the lens of faith, those same obstacles transform. They stop being walls that block our path and become stepping stones that lead us to new possibilities. Faith allows us to see beyond the immediate challenge and look toward the future with hope and purpose. Obstacles are a part of life. No one is exempt from them. Whether it's a personal struggle, a professional setback, or a sudden change in circumstances, everyone faces obstacles at some point. In those moments, it can be easy to feel defeated, to believe that we're stuck or that we'll never make it past the difficulty in front of us. But faith offers a different perspective. It teaches us that obstacles are not the end of the road. They are simply a part of the journey. Faith reminds us that no matter how impossible something may seem, there is always a way through, a way forward. When we trust in something greater than ourselves, we tap into a power that can help us overcome the most daunting challenges. One of the greatest gifts that faith offers is the ability to persevere. When we face obstacles, it's natural to feel discouraged. We may question whether we have the strength to keep going or whether we're equipped to handle the struggle. In those moments, faith gives us the resilience to keep moving forward, even when the road ahead seems unclear. It teaches us to trust in the process, to believe that there is purpose in the struggle, and that the difficulties we face are shaping us for something greater. It's not about avoiding challenges, but about learning how to navigate them with confidence and courage. Faith also allows us to see opportunities where others might only see problems. This shift in perspective is crucial because it helps us recognize that every challenge carries within it the potential for growth. For example, a failure may initially feel like a setback, but when we have faith, we can view it as an opportunity to learn and improve. Instead of seeing it as an obstacle that defines us, we see it as a lesson that equips us for the next step in our journey. The key is to trust that even in the hardest of times, there is something to be gained. Faith opens our eyes to those hidden opportunities, helping us grow stronger with every challenge. The power of faith is not just about seeing opportunities in the obstacles we face. It's about knowing that we are not alone in facing them. Faith connects us to a higher power, a source of strength and guidance that gives us the courage to continue when things get tough. Whether it's through prayer, meditation, or simply holding on to the belief that we are supported, faith gives us a sense of peace and assurance. It reminds us that no matter how difficult life becomes, there's always help available. This support can come in many forms, from loved ones, from within ourselves, or from a divine source that we believe in. Regardless of where it comes from, faith gives us the conviction that we can handle whatever comes our way. Faith challenges us to see the bigger picture. It reminds us that the obstacles we face today are often part of a larger plan that we may not yet understand. There are times when things don't go according to our plans, when our goals seem out of reach, or when we feel lost. In those moments, faith calls us to trust that there is purpose in the struggle and that the obstacles we face may be leading us to something better. We may not see it now, but faith helps us believe that everything happens for a reason. It allows us to take a step back and trust that the challenges we face today are preparing us for the successes of tomorrow. Faith also strengthens our ability to adapt. Life rarely goes according to plan, and the obstacles we encounter often require us to change course or adjust our approach. Faith gives us the flexibility to pivot when necessary. It reminds us that change is not something to be feared, but something to be embraced. The obstacles we face may force us to rethink our strategies, to explore new avenues, or to develop new skills. Faith encourages us to remain open to these changes, to trust that they are part of the process, and to believe that they are guiding us to a place of greater fulfillment. Another important aspect of faith is its ability to help us find purpose in adversity. It can be difficult to understand why certain obstacles come our way, especially when they cause pain or hardship. But faith allows us to see beyond the immediate discomfort and recognize that there is meaning in our struggles. Whether it's through personal growth, helping others, or learning valuable lessons, faith shows us that there is purpose in every obstacle. Even in the most difficult circumstances, faith allows us to find a deeper meaning in our experiences. This sense of purpose provides us with the motivation to keep going, knowing that the struggle is not in vain. It's also important to recognize that faith is not a one-time time thing. It's not a switch we can turn on and off whenever we feel like it. Faith is something that must be nurtured and cultivated over time. The more we practice faith, the stronger it becomes. It's in the daily moments of trusting, of believing, and of persevering that our faith grows. As we face each obstacle, we have the chance to build our faith muscle, strengthening our belief in ourselves and in the process. And as our faith grows, so does our ability to overcome the challenges that come our way. Faith also teaches us the importance of patience. Obstacles rarely resolve themselves overnight, and it's easy to become frustrated when things don't happen on our timeline. But faith teaches us that there is value in the waiting. It reminds us that the process of overcoming an obstacle is just as important as the outcome. Patience allows us to stay the course, to remain focused on the bigger picture, and to trust that things will work out as they should. When we have faith, we are less likely to become impatient or discouraged because we know that everything is happening in its own time and for a reason. Another powerful aspect of faith is its ability to inspire others. When we face obstacles and continue to move forward with belief and confidence, we not only overcome our own, but also become a source of inspiration for others. Our faith and resilience can be a light for those who are struggling, showing them that it is possible to face challenges with hope and perseverance. By demonstrating our faith in action, we can encourage others to keep going, to trust in the process, and to believe that they too can turn their obstacles into opportunities. Countless individuals have demonstrated how faith can turn obstacles into opportunities. From leaders who have risen from adversity to entrepreneurs who have created businesses after facing countless setbacks, the stories are endless. These individuals didn't allow their challenges to define them. Instead, they used their faith to fuel their determination and perseverance. They saw the obstacles not as reasons to give up, but as reasons to keep going. They believed that there was always a way forward, always a solution, and always an opportunity hidden within every challenge. When we approach our own obstacles with faith, we unlock our potential to rise above them. We see the opportunities that lie beneath the surface of every challenge, and we learn to trust that with faith we can overcome anything. Faith doesn't remove the obstacles from our path, but it does give us the strength to face them with courage and resilience. It teaches us that every challenge is a stepping stone, and with each step, we move closer to the opportunities that await us. Growth happens in the battle, not the comfort. This statement might seem counterintuitive at first, especially when we live in a world that constantly tells us to seek comfort, convenience, and ease. We often think that growth is about finding the path of least resistance or avoiding hardship. But in reality, it's the opposite. The most profound growth occurs when we step out of our comfort zones, when we challenge ourselves, and when we face the battles that life throws at us. Comfort can feel good in the moment, but it's through struggle and adversity that we build the strength, resilience, and wisdom needed to reach our true potential. Consider the process of physical training. Muscles grow and become stronger not when they are at rest, but when they are under stress. When you lift weights, for example, your muscle fibers tear. It's only through the healing process that they rebuild stronger and more resilient. Similarly, our personal growth occurs when we are pushed beyond our limits, when we face challenges that force us to adapt and evolve. Growth happens in those moments of discomfort when we feel like we're at our breaking point, but choose to keep going anyway. It's easy to grow complacent when things are comfortable, but the discomfort of a challenge forces us to rethink our approach, develop new skills, and cultivate new strengths. The truth is that life's greatest rewards often come after we fought through difficulty. Whether it's in our careers, our relationships, or our personal lives, the moments that lead to real progress are rarely the ones where everything is easy and straightforward. Instead, growth comes from the times when we face a setback, make a mistake, or encounter unexpected obstacles. It's in those battles where we develop the resilience and perseverance necessary to move forward. If everything in life were easy, we would never have the opportunity to learn the lessons that come from failure, disappointment, or hardship. Look at some of the most successful people in the world. Many of them have faced significant adversity. They didn't get to where they are by avoiding difficulties or taking the easy route. They experienced failures, setbacks, and hardships that forced them to grow. It was through these battles that they discovered their true potential. They had to face their weaknesses, confront their fears, and keep pushing forward even when success seemed out of reach. Every battle they faced made them stronger, more resilient, and better equipped to handle whatever came next. If they had chosen comfort over challenge, they would never have reached the heights of success that they did. This is not to say that we should seek out difficulty for the sake of it. Rather, we need to embrace the challenges that come our way with the understanding that they offer us an opportunity to grow. Life doesn't always give us a choice in what battles we face, but we do have a choice in how we respond to them. The way we approach adversity determines how much we grow from it. We can choose to see challenges as obstacles that are meant to defeat us, or we can see them as opportunities to learn, adapt, and become stronger. One of the biggest reasons we resist growth is because it often requires change. Change can be uncomfortable, even painful, and our natural instinct is to avoid discomfort. But change is the catalyst for growth. If we want to grow as individuals, we have to be willing to step outside of our comfort zones and embrace the unknown. Whether it's learning a new skill, taking on a new responsibility, or facing a difficult personal challenge, change forces us to adapt and evolve. It stretches us beyond what we thought was possible and helps us develop the qualities that are necessary for success. Without change, there can be no progress. Growth is the result of moving through the discomfort of change and coming out the other side stronger, wiser, and more capable. When we talk about growth happening in the battle, we're also referring to the mental and emotional aspects of our lives. Emotional resilience, for example, is something that is built through adversity. It's in the difficult moments that we learn how to manage our emotions, how to stay calm under pressure, and how to keep going even when we feel overwhelmed. Life's challenges force us to confront our fears, insecurities, and doubts. They push us to develop a greater sense of emotional intelligence, to learn how to navigate our feelings, and to find balance in the face of uncertainty. This type of growth doesn't happen in times of ease. It happens when we are tested, when we are forced to find strength within ourselves that we didn't know existed.